Good afternoon, everybody. I think it's time that I start using my own music because this one is just a bit too short for the 5 minutes. But anyway, we're back for another X Lounge here at X Alpha, and today we're talking with Exception. And I want to welcome Sir Pete or PT. How do I say it? Pete or PT?
Hi, thanks for having me. It's Sir PT.
Okay, okay. Welcome, Sir PT. How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm completely zen by your intro music right now, so totally ready. How are you?
All right, that's good. Well, I'm good as well. That's the reason I like that tune. But like I said, it's just a bit too short. But yeah, let's be zen. But I'm still excited to talk about Exception. So, um, well, without further ado, Sir PT, tell me what Exception is. What is your project about?
Sure thing. Yeah, I'm very excited to talk about Exception as well. Exception is a suite of bot tools project that aims to make a more convenient trading experience for users. Firstly, on Telegram with Telegram bots as a sniper and trader tool. And we have a few of very unique utilities integrated in our tool that differentiates us from the other tools. One of which is a user available MEV bot. And like I said, we aim to create a more convenient and ease of use for users to trade as fast as possible and as easy as possible via their Telegram or web.
Can you tell me a bit about the easiest possible? Because we all know the different bots, the snipe bots, the meth bots. I don't know if any is actually open for use, but um, I always struggle with the wallets and I have to connect them, and it's not clear which wallet you're at that point using. There's the stress that comes with the launch and stuff like that. Will that be the part that you'll be focusing on to make that part easier to use?
Well, basically everything. We've put a lot of thought in our UI, both on Telegram as on the web. And I think you touch on a fair point that um, the, the ease of use on importing or generating wallet is very important, and that you can fund those and use those for either trading, sniping, or other activities in the bot. And we have a what I would say pretty intuitive design that takes a user on that experience. For example, if you open our Telegram bot, we have a very clear first menu of all the different products that are in there, and everything's pretty clear, separate. And you can have a whole different menu for wallet management, which is fairly easy. And whenever you buy tokens, you can directly select from which wallet you want to buy, etc. Um, so with that in mind, we want to keep it as easy and clear for users as possible.
Talking about your bot and the different utilities you offer, because that's really it, right? What are the tools that you at this point have ready for use, and the tools that you want to deliver in the future?
Absolutely. We have three different tools integrated in our bot right now. One of which we call Tradeception, which is basically what it says. It's a trader in which you can buy and sell tokens or trade them like you can in any other of these tools. And our second utility is we call Marketception, which is a right now basic market making or grid trading auto DCA tool on which users can set specific buy zones, intervals, etc., where they can either auto DCA into positions and out of positions. And that's utilized by both somewhat larger traders often, but also by projects to somewhat market make their own token. And our third active utility is MEVception, we call it. That's our MEV bot, for which we've democratized and allowed access to users. They can approve their tokens, and they approve it to our MEV contract, which scans for opportunities in the mempool. And whenever an opportunity arises, sends a front and background bundle to basically perform an MEV bundle transactions. So those are the three utilities that are active at the moment.
Hmm.
We are looking forward to, on a short time frame, implement our sniper as well, which we conveniently call Snipeception, to keep a bit in the theme. And there will be other utilities and bots we'll be exploring to create a just-in-time liquidity bot, copy trading, which we would call copyception, obviously, a gameception, which is a gamified experience in terms of rewards for users. And those are the main things that are on the relative short time frame roadmap.
I do have a question regarding the MEV bot, right? You said democratize. How do I have to look at that? Like in what sense is it democratized?
Well, these MEV tools, if you have a decent bot, basically they provide the opportunity to make a tremendous amount of money. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with some of the top MEV bots and the amount of profit they generated in the last year alone. Those tools are pretty interesting if you can make a competitive bot. Now, we've set out to create that tool first, and because it's quite difficult to make a competitive MEV bot, and we set out to democratize that to the users, and we had several reasons for that to do so. Because one question that we get quite often is if you have a tool that basically can print money, for instance, why would you democratize that and offer open access to other users to use that as well? Well, for us, there were multiple reasons. One of which was that it's fair to do so. We believe that MEV doesn't belong to some single actors, but basically to the public. But um, uh, that's just would be a like philanthropic reason, so that can be the reason alone. Because being fair doesn't feed the village. Let's keep it in some Dejan sense, for example.
Yeah.
But the main reason for democratizing that tool is that it's way more capital efficient, because um, on the sell side of these MEVs, there's less competition, so there are more opportunities to catch, and that means you can offer wider profit margins. Now, to target those tokens, you would need to have balance of the token. This means that you need to buy a lot of tokens to target, because on the buy side, you only need a wrapped Ethereum balance. But if you want to target the sell side, you need the actual token balance. Now, it's highly capital inefficient to do so by yourself, and by offering it to users to approve the tokens that they have on balance, these users are trading these tokens anyway. So they have these tokens on balance, and by approving those, they can participate in the MEV, generate profits from those opportunities, and we would take a performance fee, which we cycle through the ecosystem. So it's more capital efficient that way, and still we can target way more opportunities with less capital. So that basically reduces our carry risk for tokens. And the third reason is if you compare the top MEV bots and the revenue that they generated over
Hmm.
the last year, if you compare that with the top sniper and trader tools for last year, basically the trading and sniper business generates a lot more revenue with sufficient users, and offering basically combining these tools We can participate in the sniper trader market and offer a very unique USP to users to differentiate ourselves from the other tools and grab a portion of the market. So bottom line is, by democratizing the tool, we can simply make more money.
Well, exactly. You expand your user base, really.
Yeah,
And well, we all
exactly.
know expanding your user base is more profitable.
Exactly.
What will you do with that money that you make?
So the majority of the money that revenue that we generate, we cycle through the ecosystem.
Hmm.
We have a flywheel that's posted on our Git book, and the revenue that we generate, we a portion of that goes to referrals, obviously, and there's a split between the project for development, marketing, and all other expenses, but also a big portion that goes to the ecosystem. And we use the funds for the ecosystem to basically buy our own token
Hmm.
and you use that to fill our the reward pool for the gamification rewards and staking rewards.
For the people that are curious about the diagram was talking, I just posted it because I was smart enough to save it. But there you can actually indeed see where every portion of it goes to. Okay, so that's well, you already said it, right? You're basically putting it back into the project. That's it. Um,
Yeah,
Sounds good. I mean, that way it will be self-sustainable at one point, right? And that's basically what you want, a product, not necessarily a project, but a product that's self-sustainable. Otherwise, you can have a bad time. Um, yeah, no, right?
exactly.
Especially in
And
crypto.
yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah, I fully agree. And well, if we look at the reward structure that we have, we basically sought out to see whatever we that portion that goes into the ecosystem. We want to reward all the activities that fuel our ecosystem, and basically,
Exactly.
as we quite conveniently made it into a flywheel. We want to create a flywheel ecosystem that
Hmm.
all activities that propel our ecosystem forward for either expanding our user base, generating more volume and revenue, um, utilizing our token in the system for premium features and other benefits. Basically, all activities that are a benefit to our ecosystem will be rewarded and in our native token, and the revenue that we generate we use to fill those reward pools for the users.
Well, exactly. So basically, you're incentivize people to hold, but you're also incentivizing people to use the tools, except for just the fact that it's easier. Well, it's a user experience, right? It's enhancing the user experience, but you're going through another route to incentivize people to use it as well. Looking at the flywheel.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good call. Good call because people like to be incentivized, right? And like I said, especially in crypto, that's a big part to be able to keep your users. I mean, tomorrow there might be another player, but when you incentivize people to use your bot in any which way, except for the profit they'll make anyway, then
Yeah.
people will not even bother to look at the other players. So,
Exactly. And I can give you an example of that as well, because what we want to do is we want to drive value to the users, which in end become, because a very loyal user of your product will
exactly.
generate quite a bit of revenue, and we'll talk about your project and product. And we had a couple of examples for that because we just opened our beta access to a first wave of users, and we had prior to that, just an example was a alpha tester that had an MEV transaction, a single one that provided him with a 0.65 ETH in profit. And we had a beta tester. I think over the last 36 hours or so, or within a 24-hour time span after his beta access, made a 0.25 ETH profit on a single token that he approved to the MEV. So the result of that, obviously, that's great for the user because that lowers his cost basis on that particular token.
Hmm.
But the result is that the user starts talking about the product,
Exactly.
and he shared some of the referral growth that he had because he was going to he talked about it. I think he made a tweet about it and shared his referral link and basically starts pushing the product to other users because he had a great experience in that way. And that's what we're looking for to drive Raymore once we open more beta access to the next wave of users.
Well, exactly. I mean, word of mouth is the best marketing you can have. I mean, how many groups is everybody in, and then someone goes like, "Yeah, which sniper should I use?" For example, right? And
Exception.
everybody, yeah, okay. In this case, yes, no, but in general, like you're in a lounge, and everybody goes like, "Yeah, this is gonna launch, and what sniper should I use? Whatever," and then you hear. Everybody's opinion, and people look into whatever they get shared to. So,
Yeah.
so like I said, word of mouth is the best marketing you can have. But I want to jump onto the beta real quick because you said you launched it, right? The beta release has been
Yeah.
done. First of all, how did it go?
It went great, actually. We didn't have any significant events occur on the tech side, so that was great. It was quite smooth. We sent the users push notifications that access was coming. We initially
Mm-hmm.
set out to provide access to 50 users based on the referrals, but we noticed that there were some botted accounts in the referral list as well because within I think when we opened up our referral program, we had, I would estimate, between 1,000 and 1,500 users in a few hours
Mm-hmm.
organically apply. And after that, we had some botted accounts um, push in. And I would say that the total amount of referrals right now stands at 12,000. And I can't really put a number on the amount of bots that are in there. So because there were some botted accounts in the top list, we decided to expand the list of users to provide access to. I think in the end we said 60, but I think we did like 70 users onboarded. And I don't have a specific number of active users in the last
Mm-hmm.
2 days, but we did get quite a bit of feedback from users that were active. That's very useful for us on onboarding the next waves.
Of course, I mean that's why you do this. But you actually
Yeah.
ruined one of my questions because you said there were no significant challenges, let's put it like that. But were there any, and what was the biggest?
Yeah, so when onboarding users in the tool, we noticed that in our first Telegram bot,
Mm-hmm.
because we had a different list of users, quite a bit of list of botted accounts in there. I think
Yeah.
overnight we had one or two short freezes of the bot, but those were resolved quite quickly and haven't occurred after that. So um,
All
I,
right.
I would say that's quite good, especially because we noticed that there were quite a lot of users trying to interact with the bot, but they weren't whitelisted for access. So
Okay.
there was quite a bit of traffic on there.
Of course, of course. Hey, if that was the biggest challenge, then you did good. I mean, like I said, that's why you do it better, right? To find out challenges, to find out things that need to be resolved. The next wave,
Exactly.
when can we expect that? And can people still participate to get on that leaderboard? Because to me, it sounds really interesting, and I think I need to get active to get in there. So, are you still able?
Absolutely, yeah. It's based on referrals, and if you refer users, you climb the list or
Mm-hmm.
climb the ladder, and we will select the next. I would say I would need to check with our development team, but I
Mm-hmm.
think we'll onboard the next 150 users at the beginning of the week.
Sounds
So
good.
on the list, yeah,
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's like numbers 61 to 150 because it fluctuates. We just
Mm-hmm.
check the full list, and whoever already has access is exempted from
Of
that
course.
list, and then we just push out to the next group. So to answer your question, absolutely, you can still participate and get beta access.
All
And
right.
Miss Noi, I would interrupt here. So, Sir PT, when are you bringing X Alpha? When are we opening accept port? In our X Alpha extension. I think that would be something really interesting for users to know that we would be looking for even mass adoption via another touch point on Twitter. Do you want to touch anything
I
on that?
I fully agree because I do think that when you check out X Alpha, it provides another convenience to users. And I started out this Twitter space mentioning that we are absolutely looking for a convenient user experience, and X Alpha integration would most definitely be in line with that. So we are absolutely down for X Alpha integration and bringing XZBot to your tools.
Did that answer your
Love it.
question?
Love it. Over
Me
to you,
too,
Miss Noi.
especially
Yeah. Mhm.
especially because I'm curious. I always I'm a really a graphic and visual person, so I'm always curious, like how is that gonna look and how will that be implemented. So, but I guess I have to sit and wait and sit on my hands and let you guys work together and get this ball rolling.
100% because we have now 3,700 users, and I think that would be beneficial for all these users to get one more option among, a lot. I say the market is crowded, but I got so many DMs from a lot of colleagues here, also like friends here, Dora, Jem, everyone is going crazy on exception bots. So it's definitely there is a demand, and we would love to enable that option for everyone as well. So expect it coming very soon. We would announce it formally. We would integrate them, and yeah, looking forward to that partnership. Thanks.
Absolutely, me too. Thank you.
Well, I can actually imagine people DMing you about exception, to be honest, because what I've heard, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not big on bots, but that's because, like I said in the beginning, that it's sometimes so difficult to navigate. And then you're at a launch moment, and then I am really insecure about how did I do it right, and then I go mess around it even more, and then I mess it up. So I'm curious, really, and actually thinking about going into at least try to get on that leaderboard to get that better access. Not gonna lie, because in the end, if you're not using bots, I think you're missing out on something. But that's my humble.
Absolutely. Uh, Thank you very much for your interest there, and I fully agree what you say that there's a big demand for these type of bots, and I think we've seen um, the the desire from users in every cycle because everybody knows that tokens are launching and are trying to get in on those tokens in different ways. There's are methods that people are trying to get allocations in pre-sales and private sales, public sales, etc., but also trying to buy as fast as possible on when the token launches. And I remember that years ago, I was still using manual trying to buy whenever a token launched,
Oh
trying to
God.
buy as fast as possible, but always bought the top, etc. So um, I think everybody sees, if you look at the chart, everybody sees, oh, it would have been great if I would have been, could have bought the token very early on, etc. Everybody fantasizes about that stuff. But these type of bots and these type of tools, not only ours, but all the others is provided as well, if you want to be as fast as possible, you would need to compete in that market. You need tools and bots to do so, because manually it's not happening.
Manually, you're
So,
lost.
Ms. Noy, I think the point you touched is very relevant here, that the onboarding experience in these bots for a newcomer, it's kind of overwhelming or it's kind of alien, you know. So, Sir PT and Exception team, do you guys think what could be the next evolution on, let's say, simplifying the onboarding experience as well? Are there any ideas floating, in the Exception headquarters where you think like there could be something even simpler?
Um, well, I think social trading, um, uh, and that's based on either Telegram bots or also like X Alpha integration. I think that's a big step on the development in that space. But if you talk about, especially if you talk about more retail side entering the space, everybody's looking for the most um, convenient method and the shortest learning curve actually to use these type of tools. And if we grab back to the past a little bit, to how you secure your private keys, how do you buy tokens, how do you buy tokens before Uniswap existed, for example. There were different types of decks. It was all very complicated, and everything's getting less complicated, more easy to use. And I think we need to look into the social trading and integration with tools that users are using already. And I think Telegram is one, like XAlpha doing is with a extension for X, for example. I think those are the important parts for users.
I'm sorry, but it just sinks into me like how would you indeed implement it? And uh it took some time to have the collaboration sink in and how would it be implemented and how it would look. But if everybody sits down and thinks about what you just said, that would be an awesome integration. I'm yeah, now Goldie, I'm gonna pass to you all day and every day asking you how far along are you. I'm gonna tell you that.
100%. We are going to do it very, very, very fast. Sure.
I
Over to
reckon.
you, Miss Noy.
Excuse me? Over to me. Okay.
I say over to you for all the good questions you have prepared, because I could not stop myself because I had to tell people like there's something big cooking with two excellent teams coming together. And yeah, we love Exception, and we would definitely we are looking forward to bring it together.
Yeah, you took that chance away from me to drop that bomb at the end, but I love you, so it's all good. Talking about the future, there's another thing that I'm really interested in while reading the white paper, and it's something, it's like with the bots that I'm missing out on. Really, it's the arbitrage because you'll be offering the arbitrage flash swap bot eventually as well. I'm not saying that you guys are gonna do it tomorrow or next week or next month, but that's something that's coming as well. And there is one question I have. Do I understand it correctly that when I have wallets on multiple dexes, that it will do the arbitrage for me, so it will do the trading between them?
So that's true. That's one of the projects we have on our roadmap, and the reason being is that we want to create an ecosystem where we can provide additional value to the user, and this type of tools, like the MEV, just-in-time liquidity bots, or arbitrage, is something that, if it's done on the user side, could lower the cost basis of the user. If it's done on the project side, it could drive value through
Yeah.
the ecosystem, increasing rewards, and that in the end also lowers cost basis for users because it drives more value to them by using the tools or just participating in our ecosystem or staking the token. Now, the reason I say that is because um, the flash swap arbitrage bot is something we will definitely develop, but there are still some things that we need to explore, and I can explain why. Um, we have the opportunity to develop a bot for centralized exchange, decentralized exchange, or like sex, dex arbitrage, for example. That's something we can definitely do, but flash swap is it's a different beast altogether, because flash swap basically means that you from it's a Uniswap tool. You can borrow a specific token from the Uniswap AMM LP and um, use that on a different DEX to perform an arbitrage. That basically means that you don't actually have to have balance of that specific token. Now, and if you don't have to have balance of that specific token, um, it's harder to democratize to the users. It's the same for the MEV bot with the buy side on wrapped Ethereum. So that for the flash swap, it might be more interesting to do it on the project side and drive value through the ecosystem. Now, general arbitrage between centralized exchanges and decentralized exchanges, or DEX, for example, that doesn't use flash swap. That's definitely something we can do for the users. And to answer your question on that side, yes, that would mean that if you have a price disparity between um, two venues, or triangular arbitrage with different venues, or even cross chain arbitrage. Those are things that we can implement and integrate in our tool set and provide to the users.
All I gotta say about that, that's freaking sexy. Because, like I said, no, but it's true. No, but I mean, people like me, I trade, yeah, obviously, but sometimes I'm way too busy, and I don't want to know how many arbitrage options I already missed, chances, whatever, and having a bot like that, oh my God,
You
that
know,
would
Miss Noi,
make life so much easier. Yeah.
Miss Noi, I didn't knew the meaning of arbitrage for a long time, when I started trading. I know Sam Alameda made shit ton of money from arbitraging Bitcoin from Korean exchanges to like American, but it took me time to sink in, like wow, because that's how they started making money. This our very beautiful, lovely friend Alameda. But that's when I got interested into arbitrage. And then if you look at the amount of money people are making
Yeah.
doing arbitrage, there are some tools which tell you about that. It's insane. And for a retailer, it's really difficult to get access to these tools. So, Sarpiti, correct me if I'm wrong. I hope I understood you right, that you would be offering these kind of services in future, right? For every possible retail participant in the space, right?
Yes, arbitrage tools in general, not just flash swap arbitrage, but arbitrage tools in general, we would offer to retail and to our users. And that also is based on the same reason of capital efficiency and carry risk for the project, allowing users to use it, and will drive more value through our ecosystem rather than just doing it on our own. And um, with all these new layer ones and layer twos opening up, and cross chain being pushed more, there are a lot more opportunities for arbitrage as well, for users. I was talking to one of our alpha testers the other day about this arbitrage opportunities, and he sent me an example of a token that's, I think, on three different chains, and the price disparity was insane. I think like 10-15% difference in price between these chains. Obviously, you have some cost, bridging costs, etc. But there are a lot of opportunities out there. So it's on our list to offer to users, most definitely.
Hence why I said it's sexy. That's it. Okay, let's see. I'm got one more question. Because every tool has its fees, right? And you should. I mean, otherwise you can't sustain yourself. In your white paper, you said this is a quote, right? The fee structure for using the products will be dynamic, based on a gamified incentive structure, which will be disclosed at rollout. Basic fee structure: tradeception 1% on volume, mathception 20% on performance. I know you already basically said it will be disclosed at rollout, but what is the gamified incentive? Can you explain a bit about that part?
Absolutely. So we'll have a gamified experience, and we've coined it as gameception as one of the tools. And basically, we will um, uh, provide a reward structure in points with every activity a user can do within the tools, within the bot, or on a social side. So basically, as I said before, whatever drives value through to our ecosystem is has value to us as a project.
Yeah.
So um, we'll be rewarding that with points, and users can redeem those for rewards, which are obviously in our accept token. And we'll also be able to do some type of um, um, uh, what I'm not sure what the correct word is, but we would drive specific activity or boost reward for specific activity if we see it's um, valuable for the user. For instance, if a user is buying a lot of tokens, trading a lot, and we notice that the user isn't approving the MEV, we could provide a boosted reward or notification to the user that they could increase their points if they would also approve the MEV. If we see that they do a lot of manual trading, we would say, okay, you can have use the marketception tool to do so automatically and then boost rewards for that. So that's something we are looking for, a gamified experience to drive more value to the user and basically improve their user experience. Now, the rewards would be in accept token, like I mentioned, but we'll also have different rewards, which where the dynamic fee structure comes from. When we have a high value user with their activity, whether it be volume or other activities, they could lower their fee structure that way.
Okay. All right. Interesting. I would have to dive a bit deeper in that. But like you said, it will be all shared at rollout. So I'm patient. Goldie knows I'm really patient. So okay. Lots of things coming, lots of things you're building. How do you see the future in crypto in general, but also the future of bots in crypto?
Um, I think if the future in crypto, obviously, I'm very bullish on the entire crypto space, and we will see way more mass adoption and users being onboarded. And I would think if you see the use of bots, I would compare that a little bit with TradeFi and see compare it with like high frequency trading. If you see the normal markets, for instance, and large banks and large trade institutions, they all use algorithm. It's all algorithmic. There's not a lot of manual trading going on, especially not in shorter time frame. So I think there's a lot of growth for the correct bot tools, and I think there's a large opportunity to provide those to the users because they will most definitely. I think Goldie touched on that. Like SBF made a lot of money on the arbitrage market. There will be a lot of large players that will be looking into algorithmic trading. Now, if we provide that to the users, there's a value that retail has has the same edge
Yeah.
or also some advantage in that market compared to the larger institutions. So I think that's the future of bot tools is very bright in my opinion.
Well, I think so too. I mean, we already know that you basically can't go without a bot. You just, even if you
Yeah.
try to ignore them, like I miss lots of 10 access, 100 access because I don't want to buy the top, and well, I don't use bots. So there you go. So
Hmm.
people have to adjust, and they will adjust. And the more crypto will be implemented in real world use and stuff like that, people will get more well used to it. I can't find the right word. So the use of bots will actually increase. That's my opinion, because you can't go without them anymore, and that's why I think indeed it's so important to create bots that are easy to use, especially for the newcomers. I mean, I'm definitely not new in
Yeah.
crypto. I've been in crypto since 2017, and even I rather not touch bots because of the user experience in general. So if you manage to get that one straight, then you're good. Then you're good to go, and you're good to stay as well. And the advantage that you guys have is that you already know that. That's already your focus. And even though there are plenty of bots already, you're still early. You can still adjust. You didn't just launch. You do beta testing, so you can already adjust before you even do the regular launch. I think, in my opinion, you're doing everything. Even though I haven't seen the bot yet, right? So no financial advice, whatever. But in my opinion, you're doing everything the right way, as far as I can see.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, and I think one important point is when using bots and providing access to retail, most users aren't able to create these types of bots themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So providing access give them an edge. So that's from the trading perspective as well. And I think the same applies to X Alpha, for instance, with data aggregation. Those are things that users can't do themselves or create themselves as a tool, and providing that uh, fills a big need in my opinion. So I think that's definitely the future, to provide tools for users to have an edge in the market.
I think so too. So, PT, we're at the end of this AMA, and what I always ask is there something that you feel like I missed out on, that I should have touched down on, that you are really bullish on and I didn't mention? Feel free to speak up or forever hold your peace.
I think you covered everything pretty nicely. I do say that if users want to experience our tools or want to learn more about us, we've joined on our main account as well, Exception Bots, and you can go to the account, visit our link tree, join our Telegram, and interact with our bot, generate your referral link, start referring users, and climb the leaderboard for early beta access, or wait for just a period of March, and we'll be opening up for way more users. Um, Other than that, I would say that we pretty much covered everything, and I'm uh, uh, very thankful for you being the great host that you are.
Oh, it's a PT. Now you're sucking up. No, just kidding. I know it's I would no you people it's really difficult to get me quiet, but when someone says something like that, you are able to. So good. Thank you for that one.
Miss
That's
No
gonna be
is
an
blushing.
awkward
Miss
end.
No is blushing. Are you smiling, Miss No? Hey? Huh?
I am, and I'm actually blushing. So that's going to be an awkward end of this AMA. Like, go keeper. No, but for real though. A great host, it's only possible when you have a great project that is presenting themselves. So I have to thank you for that, basically. Um, And all I can say really is good luck, and everybody whose curiosity has been spiked like mine, go try to get that beta. And if you're patient, just wait, check out the chat, ask your questions. If something comes up that I didn't ask, I'm pretty sure that Sir PT is or some of his team are very open to answer your questions, because in the end it is about the user enhancement, and if you have questions, then well, that one counts really. Well, and like I said, all I can say is good luck, and you got my interest.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and thank you everybody for being here. Thank you, Goldie, for jumping in as well. It was a pleasure, and I wish you all a well. Go ahead, Goldie. I saw you unmuted.
No, I say
Go ahead.
thanks to you and Sir PT for making it an amazing show and educating a lot of people out there. And this is needed. If we need mass adoption and if we need simplification, we have to educate. And this is one of the key purpose which XAlpha has. XLounge is made to educate new users on what good, beautiful products are out there and trying to do to help this space. So thank you very much. Thanks to both of you. Thanks to all of you who are here. Thanks to Tom, who is a new family member. Thanks to Pharaoh, Bilal, Dora. Thanks to our blog browser family here. So thanks a lot. I see a lot of faces, familiar faces. So thanks for giving us your time. Means a lot. Have a beautiful day.
Talk about familiar faces. I see some new faces as well. So I want to thank you as well for showing your interest in the XLounge and in the project exception itself. And I was about to say, I wish you all a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending wherever you are. I really need to think of something new because everybody uses that now. Anyway, I'll catch you on next one. Enjoy your day. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Mavic, baby.